Hi, in this video, we are going to discuss the idea of culture talk as presented in Mahmood Mamdani's 2005 book, Good Muslim, Bad Muslim. My name is Sabah Fatma, and I'm a professor of philosophy at Southern Illinois University, Edwardsville. What is culture talk? Mahmood Mamdani says that culture talk is, quote, the assumption that every culture has a tangible essence that defines it, and it explains politics as a consequence of that essence, end quote. What does that mean? It means that instead of asking what political, historical, social, economic conditions produce this group's grievances or conflict, culture talk instead asks, what is about their culture that drives their behavior? This framing makes political violence seem inevitable, natural, and rooted in civilizational differences. It means that there are some people who view Muslims and Islam as these fixed entities from the beginning of time. They view Muslims as static, where our culture as Muslims is mummified and unchanging. And these people then think that everything Muslims do is somehow dictated from this static, essentialized Islamic culture. Mamdani states, quote, Islamic terrorism is thus offered both as a description and an explanation of events of 9/11, end quote. So, for example, why are Iraqi insurgents fighting American soldiers? It's not because of the American invasion of their country, it is because their religion dictates them to do it. Today, you can substitute 9/11 or the invasion of Iraq with any political avenue or action pursued within the Muslim world. Under this flawed logic of culture talk, violence in the Muslim world is explained as arising from Islamic culture or from supposed essence of Islam rather than from political conditions or colonial histories, Cold War interventions, or modern specific struggles. The idea behind such portrayal is that this supposed essence of Islam or Islamic teachings are inherently always at odds with the core superior values of the West. Mamdani shows that culture talk is very harmful as it has been used to legitimize the war on terror, promote this idea of a global civilizational struggle between the Muslims and the West, and to present Western interventions as a civilizing mission. As Mamdani writes, quote, it does not make sense to think of culture in political and therefore territorial terms. States are territorial, culture is not. We need to think of culture in terms that are both historical and non territorial. Otherwise, one is harnessing cultural resources for the very specific national and imperial political projects. End quote. So, in short, what Mamdani argues in this book is that there is a need to move away from cultural explanations and look instead to specific social, political, and historical circumstances, wishing radical care for our communities and solidarity in our shared struggles.